on integrity, verifiability, security, and transparency for the following reasons. 1. Whereas it is true that the KIMS kit failed in 235 polling stations, 86,889 voters were granted the right to vote manually, and the requisite forms 32A were duly filed. This happened successfully in Kibwezi West constituency and parts of Kakamega County. 2. While the audit report was released to the public 7 days before the 9th August election, the register of voters was used at the election without any apparent anomalies. 3. Smartmatic was procured to provide the necessary technological infrastructure, as Iebc did not have the capacity to do so. No credible evidence meeting the requisite standard of proof of access to the system by unauthorized persons was adduced by the petitioners. The scrutiny report prepared by the registrar of this court did not reveal any security breaches of the Iebc's RTS. Iebc successfully deployed a biometric voter register system which captures unique features of a voter's facial image, fingerprints, and civil data to register and update voter details across the country and also in the diaspora. The BVR captures a voter's facial image, fingerprints, and civil data, which features are unique to each of the voter. In compliance with Section 6A of the Elections Act 2011, Iebc opened the register of voters for verification of biometric data by members of the public for a period of 30 days. Thereafter, the register was revised to address issues arising from the verification exercise. KPMG then audited the register, and we are satisfied that the inconsistencies and inaccuracies identified during the audit were somewhat successfully addressed. The second issue was whether there was interference with the uploading and transmission of Forms 34A from the polling station to the Iebc public portal. The first petitioner arranged staging that a person who had access to the RTS intercepted, detained, or stored Forms 34A temporarily to convert or manipulate it before uploading it on Iebc's public portal. It is arranged also on 11th August 2022, Iebc dumped over 11,000 Forms 34A on the public portal between 11 to 11:09 hours. To rebut this allegation, Iebc and its chairperson, in their response dated 26th August 2022, denied staging and unauthorized intrusion of the RTS. In that regard, they urged that every image of Form 34A was uploaded immediately after the transmittal of results. The form was received as evidence by the timestamp. Similarly, the first respondent denied these allegations. Our finding: 1. No credible evidence was presented to prove that anyone accessed the RTS to intercept, detain, or store Forms 34A temporarily before they were uploaded to the public portal. The allegation that 11,000 Forms 34A were affected by staging was similarly not proved. 2, the allegation that Iebc, its officials and strangers used a tool to tamper with the Forms 34A before converting them to the portable document format, that is PDF, that eventually appeared on the public portal, was sufficiently explained when Iebc demonstrated how KIMS captured and transmitted the image of Form 34A. Accordingly, we dismiss that allegation. 3, during the ICT scrutiny, it turned out that the transmission logs produced in the affidavit of Justice Nyangaya were of no probative value. The registrar's report shows that the original Forms 34A from the contested polling stations, which were allegedly intercepted, were exactly the same as those on the public portal, and the certified copies that were presented to this court pursuant to the provisions of Section 12 of this Supreme Court Act 2011. 4, regarding the allegation that the integrity of the public portal was compromised, this was disproved by evidence of consistent attributes such as unique timestamps, uniform PDF conversions at the polling stations, correct polling station mapping, and consistent KIMS reporting from verification to transmission of results. 6, the RTS was configured on a virtual platform network, VPN, and the SIM cards locked to a specific polling station. The server was also configured to accept results only from authorized and properly mapped KIMS kits. In our view, the petitioners failed to produce credible evidence to the contrary. 7, a review of some of the logs presented as evidence of staging showed that they were either from logs arising from the 2017 presidential election or were outright forgeries. In our considered view, there was no evidence of a man-in-the-middle server configured to the Iebc's VPN network, and no evidence was produced to show that the chairperson of Iebc and staff were part of the arranged conspiracy to stage the transmission process. 9, whether there was a difference between Forms 34A uploaded on the Iebc public portal and the Forms 34A received at the National Tallying Center and Forms 34A issued to the agents at the polling stations. On this issue, the first petitioner's case was that there was deliberate manipulation and tampering with Forms 34A, as demonstrated in the affidavits, to the effect that votes were being deducted from the first petitioner and being added to the first respondent. To support this petition, evidence was contained in the affidavits of Honorable Martha Karua, sworn on 21st August 2022, Celestine Anyango Opio, Arnold Ochieng Oginga, and John Mark Githongo, which was sworn also on 21st August 2022, and a further affidavit sworn on 28th August 2022. Dr. Nyangasi also swore an affidavit on 21st August 2022, and so was Martin Papa, to support that allegation of handing and subtraction of votes. On the other hand, Iebc and its chairperson urged that all Forms 34A transmitted to Iebc portal were not interfered with or manipulated. Further, that the Forms 34A signed at the polling station and issued to the agents were identical to the Forms 34A uploaded on the public portal and delivered to the National Tallying Center at the Bomas. It was contended that in any event, Iebc